Hello YouTubers, this is noobifier. I have a desire to test everything available personally so that I have first-person knowledge. MOZA caters to a wide range of styles, and they even offer a blank hub which allows you to attach any wheel. They also offer a wired hub kit allowing you to mount their wheel to any wheelbase, retaining the shifter, screens, and the button control. It's quite an aggressive ecosystem. And with that, today I'm going to review the newest MOZA KS, and I'm comparing it against its competitors, but also between the ES F1 mod and the FSR. The MOZA KS sits priced below the GS GT, which is a lot more like the FSR but without the screen. The KS is priced at $280, which is a full $200 less than the GS GT and $350 less than the FSR, which after using it was the inspiration for the video's title. MOZA has been at war with its competitors, but with the KS, it's almost like they've gone to war with themselves just a little bit as well. The KS arrived this week, and no, the video isn't sponsored at all. I bought it from Advanced Sim Racing in Montreal. No promo codes, no special discounts, and I'm sure that they don't even know who I am because I used my personal email. For the past couple months, one of the virtual team members, Cypher, has been over every Sunday to race as part of the virtual racing series. He's been using the ES mod on an R12 without any issue, but I decided that with that much time being invested weekly by him here, the wheel is a very important part, so upgrading it would improve his enjoyment and perhaps improve his lap times. The KS is beautiful all around. The KS has a 300mm width, which somehow feels wider than the ES mod, but that's probably more down to how the grip feels and how it's shaped. It has the same type of grip material as the ES, but the thumb placement has cutouts and a unique shape to make it more comfortable. We also get tactile backlit buttons, a big upgrade over the ES, and a super quiet magnetic shift lever with dampeners installed at the factory. The silencer kit was needed very badly on the FSR, and one of my recommendations there was that the kit should be installed by default, so this is fantastic. I found the magnetic force on the KS shifter to be a little bit too light for my preference. It was possible to register the shift points no problem, but because I wanted a little bit more definition in the click, I was able to simply double up on the magnets, and this tuned them to have a stronger feel. You can get these magnets on Amazon, it's not a big deal. Directly on each thumb, there's a clicky encoder for brake balance and one to control the diff. You should never accidentally be able to move these while driving, and they're placed so you don't need to break grip with either hand to use them. These do not push in as another binding, but they do have a solid feedback for each step in both directions. The 10 backlit buttons are great. There's an inclusive set of stickers and tweezers to place them perfectly, and because of that you can glance down even in the dark and see pit assist, DRS with your choice of sticker applied. By moving both mini sticks inward for 2 seconds, you're able to customize between colors in RGB on the fly. There are other stickers included to pimp your wheel out to your taste. The 2 mini sticks can also be configured as a D-pad for navigating the menus, and they can click in to advance. We spoke about the shifters, but just below those are a pair of customizable clutches. These can become nothing more than extra bindings, but they're analog, so for your F1 clutch, you can add a bite point and launch like that, or they can be set to duplicate another axis such as throttle or brake. There is a customizable 10-segment RGB shift light, and finally, there are 3 12-position encoders labeled traction control, anti-lock brake, and turbo map. The most important thing here is the feeling. Such a budget wheel with such a great feeling. How the base is able to transmit its motion to the driver, and this comes down to its construction. A full metal quick release is bound without any flex into a hybrid reinforced polymer. The choice of material keeps the weight down, but they also didn't cheap out in any way with the thickness of the casting. So like twisting the grip against each other, it doesn't flex at all. It feels like a solid piece, and of course when using it like a wheel, it feels solid and welded to the base as if there was no QR. The underside is really flat, which is nice for me because sometimes I break grip and use the underside for full lock turns like Monaco. And it's important to mention the external port to be used with the optional hub. If you're using the KS on a MOZA base, you don't need it and won't care, but for someone such as myself who uses a MOZA wheel on a non-MOZA base with that hub, it's great. The DD20 on my QSS25 has no dedicated wheel, but I'm able to have all of the features of the KS and the FSR because of that port. So when comparing the KS to its competition, the Fanatec F1 2.5 and that GT3 wheel are the next obvious choices. The Fanatec F1 adds flag lights and a speed readout for $60 more. If you need extra clutches, you're going to have to pay for that with an extra optional kit. The KS offers backlit buttons, which doesn't sound very critical, but that really does help. And to be honest, I don't really find myself using the speedo or the flags on the wheel anyways. This is also true for the data screen on the FSR. It's really nice to be able to glance down like a real race car, but I think for the price, the KS and its declaration of war should be taken quite seriously. Such a strong entry level, and I feel like that's all I need to say about the MOZA KS. Super nice for its price, and great if you're on the market for an F1 or GT3 style wheel. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Drive fast.